What are you doing in Florence?
What am I doing? I'm painting, among other things.
Good luck on the painting. Go slow on the other things.
Hey, you! Rumor had it you're hooked up with some little Jap barber out there. Say it isn't so? Mother wrote that you're living with some Japanese geisha girl and your family's all upset. Is that true? And did you get my letter? You're so far away and your navy address is so peculiar that I'm not sure I'm reaching you. I hear you're seriously involved with a lovely Japanese lady. Would you write me about her?
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I thought you might appreciate this card. It's a print by the 19th century artist Hiroshige. It's called Two Lovers Meeting on a Bridge in the Rain. Love, Andy.
Hey, you sly dog. Are you getting subtle in your old age? Are you trying to tell me something? If so, tell me more. I told my psychiatrist about the great love affair you're having in Japan. I said I suddenly felt terribly jealous. He said that most American men have to get involved with a dark-skinned woman before they can connect with the gorgeous blonde goddesses that they really love. He brought up James Fenimore Cooper and Faulkner and the John Ford movies, and he went on and on. Is that true? Write me what you think. I'm dying to hear from you. Did you get my last letter? I hope I didn't sound flip. Actually, I've just become involved with someone too. His first name is Darwin, and he works on Wall Street, and he believes in the survival of the fittest. I'd love to hear from you. Your mother told my mother that you've decided to marry your Japanese friend and bring her home. Oh no! Oh, say it isn't so. I've decided to marry Darwin. He doesn't know it yet, but he will. Won't you at least wish me luck?
Lieutenant Junior Grade Andrew M. Ladd III regrets that he is unable to accept the kind invitation of...
Dear Andy, thank you for the lovely Japanese gold. I'll put flowers in it when you come to visit us. If you come to visit us, and if you bring flowers. Maybe you'll just bring your Japanese war bride, and we can all sit around and discuss Rashomon. I know you like Darwin. When he laughs, it's like Pinocchio turning into a donkey. We are living in a carriage house in New Canaan, close to the rail station, and I've got a studio all of my own. Would you please write me about your big romance? Mother says your parents won't even talk about it anymore.
Dear Melissa, I'm writing to tell you this. Outside of you, and I mean outside of you, this was probably the most important thing that ever happened to me. And I mean was, because it's over. It's gone. And I'm coming home, and that's all I ever want to say about it, ever again.
Mr. and Mrs. Darwin H. Cobb announced the birth of their daughter, Francesca.
Many congratulations on the baby.
Harvard Law School yet? Are you getting all stuffy and self-important?
As you know, I've always liked to write letters. I decided I might do better trying to write laws, which after all are the letters that civilization writes to itself. Congratulations on baby number 2.
Number 2 is a perfect way to describe this particular baby.
Greetings from Washington. Here, clerking for a Supreme Court justice which isn't quite as fancy as it sounds.
Merry Christmas. I'm enclosing a snapshot Mother took of me and the girls. Don't I look domestic? Stop looking at my hair. By the way, you'll notice you know who is not in the picture.
Thanks for the Christmas card. Are you in trouble?
Greetings from Reno. Could I stop by Washington on the way back east?
Let me know when you're coming. You can meet Jane.
Jane?
I'm going out with a girl, a great girl named Jane.
Melissa Gardner Cobb regrets that she will be unable to accept the kind invitation of...
Dear Melissa, had to add my 2 cents worth to Jane's thank you note for the wedding present. Guess who is jealously peeking over my shoulder to make sure this isn't a love letter? First of all, thanks for the present, whatever it was. A tray. I am now told it was a tray, a hand-painted tray. Hand-painted by you, I'll bet. Anyway, thank you. I hope all goes well with you as it does with us. We'll be moving to New York in the fall. Merry Christmas from us to you. Where are you these days? Happy birthday. See, even a married man never forgets. Hey, I sent you some flowers a while back. Did you receive them? Are you all right?
Dear Andy, yes, I'm all right. Yes, I got your flowers. Oh, yes, I'm fine. No, actually, I'm not fine. And they tell me I've got to stop running around saying I am. I'm here at a squash joint outside Boston, drying out for $155 a day. One of my problems is that I got slightly too dependent on the kickaboo joy juice, a habit which they tell me I picked up during the party days back in our town. Another is that I slide into these terrible lows, and Mommy says I drag everybody down. I guess she's right. Anyway, the result is that my ex has taken over custody of the girls, and I'm holed up here, popping tranquilizers, talking my head off in single and group psychiatric sessions, and turning into probably the biggest bore in the greater Boston area.
Have you thought about doing some painting again? That might help. Did you get my note about taking up art? You were good and you know it. You should keep it up.
I did get your note. I have taken it up. And it helps. Really. Thank you, Andy. I'm channeling my rage, enlarging my vision and all that. I hope all goes well with you and... wait, hold it. I'm looking it up in my little black book. Jane. It's Jane. I hope all's well with you and Jane.
Merry Christmas from Andrew and Jane Ladd. And Andrew the Fourth. Guess the name of the dog?
Podgy.
You got it.
Dear Andy, now you're such a hotshot lawyer. Could you help me get my children back? Darwin hardly lets me near them. And when he does, they behave as if I had some contagious disease. Well, I wasn't much of a mother, but maybe I could improve if I just had the legal responsibility.
Better stay out of this one. Our past connections, conflict of interest.
Hello from Egypt. I'm trying to start again in the cradle of civilization.
Joy to the world from all the lads. Note our new address.
Merry Christmas! Hey you, what's going on? Just when I decide to move to New York, I see you have scampered off to the suburbs.
I find the suburbs generally safer.
Chicken. Mother wrote that you won some important election for the Republicans. I'm terribly disappointed. I love all politicians, but I find Democrats better in bed.
I'm a liberal Republican with a strong commitment to women's rights. Doesn't that count?
Depends on your position. Paintings and drawings by Melissa Gardner, The Hastings Gallery, 422 Broadway, March 18th through April 30th. Opening reception on March 20th at 6 p.m. Note, I've gone back to my maiden name. That's a laugh.
Got your announcement for your new show. Good luck. P.S. I'd love to have one of your paintings. We could use a little excitement on our living room walls. Seriously, what would one cost?
Come to the show and find out.
Never made your show. Sorry. Things came up.
Chicken again.
You're right.
Actually, it's just as well. I'm going through what the critics call an anarchistic phase. They say I'm dancing on the edge of an abyss. You better stay away, Andy. And I take me with you. And I take you with me when I fall.
I'm thinking of running for the Senate next fall if O'Hara retires. What do you think? I'd really like your opinion. If you decide to answer this, you might write care on my office address. Jane has a slight tendency towards melodrama, particularly after she got hold of your last little note.
The Senate? Yet, I should have known. Oh, Andy, just think. Once again, you can be with all boys. Oh, hell, go for it if you want. You'll be an image of righteousness and rectitude in our God-forsaken land. Or maybe it's just me that's God-forsaken these days.
The Honourable Andrew M. Ladd III wishes to express his thanks for your generous donation to his senatorial campaign. You sent too much, Melissa. You didn't need to.
Greetings from Silver Hill. Slight regression in the liquor department. They say it's in the genes. Lord knows my mother has a problem, and my father too, in the end. Anyway, I'm working on it. But Darwin is being a real shit about the girls. He's cut down on my visitation rights. So when you get to Washington, I want you to write a special law about vindictive ex-husbands, banishing them to Lower Slobovia forever and ever. Amen.
Season's greetings from Senator and Mrs. Andrew M. Ladd and family.
Season's greetings indeed. Is it all you can say to me after 40 years? I'm warning you, Andy. Keep that shit up. And I swear I'll come down and moon the whole Senate.
Sorry. My staff sent that one. Merry Christmas, old friend. How are you? Where are you these days?
Living in New York. Alone for a change. But the big question is, who am I these days? That's the toughie. I keep thinking about that strange old world we grew up in. How did it manage to produce both you and me? A stalwart, upright servant of the people, and a boozed out, cynical, lascivious old god. The best and the worst. That's us.
Don't be so tough on yourself. Get back to your art.
I'll try.
Merry Christmas and love. What are you up to these days?
I'm trying to work with clay. Remember the kind of clay we used in Mrs. Mickler's art class in the 4th grade? That old grey stuff? We called it plasticine. I'm trying to work with that. I'm making cats, dogs. I'm trying to get back to some of those old feelings we had back in the homeland. I have to find feelings, any feelings. Otherwise, I'm dead. Come down, Andy, and help me search. I have a studio down in Soho, and we could, we could at least have dinner and talk about old times. Couldn't we, Senator lad? Yes. Did you know my mother got married again at the age of 82? To my father's brother yet. So, now you have to call her Mrs. Gardner again, just like the old days. The wheel seems to be coming around full circle. Hint, hint.
A quick note on the way to the airport. When you write, put attention Mrs. Walpole on the envelope. She's my private secretary. I've alerted her and she'll pass your letters directly to me. Otherwise, the whole office staff seems to get a peek in haste. How did the show go? Haven't heard from you. Tell me about the show. I want to hear from you, please.
The show stank. The crowd hated it. The critics hated it. I hated it. It was nostalgic shit. You can't go home again. And you can quote me on that. I'm turning to photography now. Realism, that's my bag. The present tense. Look the modern world squarely in the face and don't blink. Oh, Andy, couldn't I see you? You're all I have left.
I'll be in New York next Tuesday, the 19th. Have to make a fundraising speech at dinner. I could stop by your place afterwards.
I'll be there all evening.
Red roses. This time I think I know what they mean.
All I know is that after last night I want to see you again.
I'm sorry I've taken so long to reply. I've been upstate mending a few fences and then to Zurich for a 3-day economic conference and then a weekend with Jane, mending a few fences there. Darling, I'll have to ask you not to telephone the office. Every call has to be logged in, and most of them get screened by these over-eager college interns who like to rush back to Cambridge and New Haven and announce to their classmates in political science that Senator Ladd is shacking up on the side. The firms simply aren't secure. At long last, the letter beats out the telephone, my love. And guess what? I'm writing this with my own Parker 51. My grandmother gave me when I went away to school.
Sweetheart, I love seeing you. Come again.
We'll be stopping through a week from next.
Did you ever dream we'd be so good at sex?
Two uptight old wasps going at it like a sail at Brooks Brothers.
I figure 50 years went into last night.
Let's go for 100.
Oh my God. Come again. Soon or sooner.
I'm already making plans.
I have to go to San Francisco to visit the girls. Could we meet somewhere on the way?
I don't see how we can possibly go public.
Some country inn, some deliciously seedy motel.
I don't see how.
See you more than just for a few hours.
Price we have to pay.
I'm getting, so I think, about nothing but how we can...
I'm not sure I can change my whole life so radically.
Other politicians have gotten divorced. Rockefeller, Reagan.
Jane, the children, my particular constituency.
You've become the center of my life. If you left, I don't think I could.
Because of the coming election, I don't see how we can...
Dear Andy, a reporter called up from the Daily News. What do I do about it?
Nothing.
I suppose you know all this, but there's a crack about us in Newsweek. And Mother heard some radio talk show where they actually named names. What should I do? Go away? What?
Nothing.
Oh, they called Darwin, you know. They tracked him down. And that son of a bitch told them this had been going on for years.
Wish it had been.
Ah, now they're telephoning. What do I say?
Say we're old friends.
Good old friends. Friends I like. Good I like. Old I'm beginning to have problems with.
Then don't say anything, hang up. This too shall pass.
Will I be seeing you again?
Better not for a while.
I went after the election.
Better lie low for a while.
I miss you terribly.
Better lie low.
I need you, Andy. You're my anchor man these days. Without you, I'm not sure I can...
Hold on now, just hold on.
Where were you? I waited 3 hours, hoping that you'd at least call.
Please don't telephone. Mrs. Walpole was sick that day and...
I haven't seen you in over a month now.
The coming election.
Surely you could at least take time out to...
If I want to be re-elected...
I need you. I need to be with you. I don't know if I can...
The election... The election... The election...
I haven't heard from you in 6 weeks, Andy. Are you trying to tell me something, Andy? Is this it, Andy? Congratulations on landslide victory. Love, Melissa.
Could we meet at your place next Sunday night?
Oh, thank God.
I mean that we have to talk, Melissa.
Oh, talk? I'm scared of talk. In fact, I dread it.
Dearest Melissa, are you all right? That was a heavy scene last Sunday. But I know I'm right. We've got to go one way or the other. And the other leads nowhere. I know I sound like a stuffy prick, but I do feel I have a responsibility to Jane and the boys. And now after the election to my constituency, which had enough faith and trust in me to vote me back, despite all the crap that's been written in the newspapers about us. And it wouldn't work with us anyway in the long run, sweetheart. We're too old. We're carrying too much old baggage on our backs. We'd last about a week if we could get married, but we can still write letters, darling. We can always do that. Letters are still our strength and our salvation. Mrs. Walpole is still with us, and there's no reason why we can't continue to keep in touch with each other in this wonderful old way. I count on your letters, darling. I always have. And I hope you will count on mine. Are you there? I keep putting these forward on the envelopes, but who knows? Dear Melissa, your mother wrote that you returned to the land of Oz I'm flying up next Thursday to see you.
No. Please. Don't. Please stay away. I'll let myself go. I'm fat and I'm ugly, my hair is horrible. I'm locked up in at a funny farm all week. And then my mother gets me weekends if I'm good. You know what? They've put me on all sorts of new drugs. And half the time I don't make sense at all. I can't even do finger painting now without fucking it up. My girls, they won't even talk to me on the telephone now. They say I upset them too much. Oh, I've made a mess of things, Andy. I've made a total ghastly mess. I don't like life anymore. I hate it. I just hate it. Sometimes I think that if you and I were just, if we had just, oh, but please, just hear me, Andy. Please, Andy.
Arriving Saturday morning. We'll meet you at your mother's.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. I won't be there. I'll be gone, Andy. I swear. I'll be gone.
Dear Mrs. Gardner, I think the first letter I ever wrote was to you, accepting an invitation for Melissa's birthday party. Now I'm writing you again about her death. I want to say a few things on paper I couldn't say at her funeral, both when I spoke and when you and I talked afterwards. As you may know, Melissa and I managed to keep in touch with each other most of our lives, primarily through letters. Even now, as I write this letter to you, I feel I'm writing it also to her.
Ah, you're in your element now, Andy.
We had a complicated relationship, she and I, all our lives. We went in very different directions, but somehow over those years, I think we managed to give something to each other. Melissa expressed all the dangerous and rebellious feelings I never dared admit to.
Now he tells me.
And I like to think I gave her some sense of balance.
Balance? Oh, here, I give up. Have it your way, Andy. Balance.
Most of the things I did in life, I did with her purely in mind. And if I said or did an inauthentic thing, I could always hear her groaning over my shoulder. But now she's gone. I really don't know how I'll get along without her.
You will survive, Andy.
I have a wonderful wife, fine children, and a place in the world I feel proud of. But the death of Melissa suddenly leaves a huge gap in my life.
Oh, now, Andy.
The thought of never again being able to write to her, to connect to her, to get some signal back from her, fills me with an emptiness which is hard to describe.
Now, Andy, stop.
I don't think there are many men in this world who have had the benefit of such a friendship with such a woman. But it was more than the friendship too. I know now that I loved her. I loved her even from the day I met her when she walked into second grade looking like the lost princess of Wales.
Oh, Andy, please. I can't bear it.
I don't think I've ever loved anyone the way I loved her. And I know I never will again. She was at the heart of my life, and already I miss her desperately. I just wanted to say this to you and to her. Sincerely, Andy Ladd.
Thank you, Andy.